What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your boy Tone Woo, Gardner Knicks TV. We are here. We are here. But let's get into it. Let's get into it. These Knicks, 9 in a row. 9 out of the last 10. Coming off of a loss from the Phoenix Suns. Your boy Devin Booker was cooking. Your boy Chris Paul was cooking. And most importantly, Miles Bridges. That Bridges kid, man, listen. Ain't nothing to play with, man. I don't know how we ended up with Frank and Knox and these guys and looked over these dudes that clearly by a landslide was the option. But let's get into it. Come woo with your boy. Let's see what we got here. All right. First things first, I want to give a shout out to all the platforms out there too. The Man Show, formerly where y'all may know me from. Legion of Knicks, Blanche Tears, Nicavelli, Nothing But Knicks. Shout out to my dude Sim. Man, there's so many of them. Shout out to my boy JD, Sports Talk. If I'm forgetting anybody, man, just big up and salute to Knicks Nation, man. For real, we in here deep too. I said it. And most importantly, my prayers and condolences go out to my boy Tim, man. Salute, brother. Now, these Knicks. Man, listen, I'll tell you like this. Coach has been doing a lot of adjusting at the right times. And earlier in the season, everybody kept saying how we were wondering, you know, if he was going to get back into his old habits and not make those adjustments we was going to need to take off. But clearly, like I said, after the All-Star break, they must have had that coaching meeting and somebody done sat down and told that boy Tibbs, like, listen, man, I understand what you want. I understand what you're trying to do. But this is the hand we got and this is the hand we dealt. And this is the way we're going to have to play it moving forward in the direction that we're trying to go. And it took for the higher up to let him know who's running the show and how the show going to be ran. Opposed to, you know, him benching guys, not playing Obi enough, the Alfred thing, you know, overplaying Alfred, making Alfred look like a whole G League player out here on the team that was going in a whole nother direction and he wasn't going in. And it was just a lot of nonsense. A lot of nonsense. But Tibbs made that adjustments, and big salute and big shout out to Tibbs, man, and the whole coaching staff. And your boy Leon and World Wide West and them is what they call them. You know what I'm saying? But I think they've been playing pretty solid. And like I was telling everybody else in the chat that I've been on, I honestly, low-key, I'm not mad we lost. I'm low-key relieved that we lost. Let me tell you why. Us having a 9-game winning streak, possibly going into a 10-game winning streak, being the hottest team in the league, being the underdogs, the overachievers, teams were starting to scout us. Let alone, it was we had the biggest target in our back out the whole NBA. Period. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. And how I look at things, majority rules, which means you got 30 teams in the NBA. Out of those 30 teams, you figure what? 20, 25 of them is relevant or somewhat relevant for the most part. Out of those 20, 25 teams, you got now 20 teams making it to the playoff postseason to compete for that, you know, that Larry O'Brien trophy at the end of the season. But here's the thing, though. All of these teams are competing, are watching the hottest team that is not supposed to be the hottest team, and they all sitting back, figuring out ways to stop what we going in the direction that we going in. And that's the key thing I'm talking about when I say relieved as far as the targets being on our back. When the target is on your back and most of the league is watching, they taking notice, they also scouting and they also prepping. And the best way to go into a situation is to prep for something. Hands down. Nobody ever want to go into a situation blind eye and you just wing it on your way out, especially when you know you're dealing with a heavy hitter. Facts. But I say that to say this. The New York Knicks, this team in 2021, right now in this season, hands down the most resilient, gritty, youngest, just the most theatrical team we've had since the 2012-2013 season. The Jason Kidds, the Kenyon Martins, the Mellos. For all my fellow Knicks fans that are true Knicks fans, they know what I'm talking about, right? So here's the thing. You got these young up-and-coming Knicks that we drafted. A couple of pieces we picked up via free agency trade. And the most important trade we did in years, in my opinion, was the Derrick Rose trade, other than when we got Julius Randle from New Orleans and them boys, right? And why is because everybody in the Knicks organization, as far as the fan base goes, was hoping the Knicks was going to make that splash come trade deadline, which was going to be for a superstar, a 4-5 caliber level point guard, etc., hoopla, hoopla, right? What our front office did was play chess, not checkers, right? In chess, your next move could be your best move. And at the end of the day, you never let the left hand know what the right hand about to do, right? So with that being said, your boy Leon Rose pretty much showed y'all this and went with this. Meaning he showed y'all rock and went with the scissor. Because not only did he not trade for anybody that the organization, along with myself and other people, were thinking, your boy went and traded for somebody that not only that we already had, traded for somebody that we needed and somebody that he knew that was going to take us over that hump to get to where we at right now. Along with the fabulous play from Julius Randle and them boys and how the whole team just been gelling together. Right? So this loss we just took the pressure off of us. Why I say that? Because now we can get back to doing what we do, which is taking it game by game and stop trying to worry about losing, because everybody in the fan base is going to be disappointed in it, or et cetera, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop. Right? Julius Randle. I'm going to give him a pass. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to give him a pass. This man has been the most important critical piece to this team since Carmelo Anthony. He's 90% of the reason, in my opinion, why we are where we are right now. And let's say 62, 61 games we done played already. Your man probably had about, that I can recall, maybe 3 or 4 bad games, like what he had last night. Let's do the ratio of that, right? You got 60-something games. You have 4 bad games. That's hotballing to say 4. He had 4 bad games. Out of 60-something games, your man had 4 bad games. And everybody ready to look at him like, away? Nah, you can't do that, fam. You can't do that. You can't do that, in my opinion, man. I'm going to be honest. Something happens once, it could be a mistake. The key thing is to make sure it doesn't happen again. Because when it happens again, it goes from being a mistake to a pattern. Patterns turn into habits. Habits turn into bad things. And 4 games out of what, 63 games we done played so far, 9 games left. He had 4 bad games. I'll take that. And I'll take my chances with that. Y'all got to be realistic. Before this season, where were we? Lottery, laughingstock. Nobody took the Knicks serious. We couldn't even get a TV game. Not even a TV game. Stars started boycotting the Garden, wanted Dolan to sell a team, hoopla, etc. But at the end of the day, look at us now. We must be humble, grateful, and take the winning with a grace of humbleness. This is something we ain't used to. This is something we got to start getting used to. It's like old bad habits. It ain't easy breaking out of old bad habits. It's hard creating new habits. You know what I'm saying? If you get where I'm going, if you know what I mean. But back to yesterday's game, though. Julius Randle. To me, at first, I just thought maybe boy was off. I thought maybe he was tired, he was off, or whatever. And then as the game went on, and I started analyzing more and more and more, and I see that he never got out of the funk, it led me to believe something else was going on. And according to Twitter, via chat and the internet, the media, Julius Randle was out partying with your boy Joe Budden, pumping it up in the clubs and all that. I get it, I got it. But here's the thing. When you on a 9-game winning streak, right? You done revised the whole franchise. You done brought us all back together. The best fan base in the whole world. The NBA. You gonna just slack like that, bro? And then think that, you know, the people in the media, the biggest media in the world, ain't gonna say nothing about it. Come on, Julius. But at the end of the day, like I said, you get a pass in my book. Everybody makes mistakes, bro. Tighten up. Yesterday's game, I don't even want to think about it. Other than the fact that the pressure's off our back, and now we can actually finish the season, not trying to worry about not being perfect or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Now we can play. We got, 8, 9 games left? We can win 5 or 6 of them games. We solid. And even if we don't, we still in the playoffs, and we still in it, period. You know what I'm saying? RJ, I ain't worrying about RJ. This is year 2 for him. Next year gonna be the critical year for me for RJ. Just like this year was the critical year for me for KK. And I ain't talking about Kardashian. I'm talking about your boy Kevin Blocks Knox, the garbage can. Yeah. This was his year that he was supposed to prove himself. To prove that he was validated to stay on our roster, on our team, to wear Allen Houston's number. But he didn't. So now he up out of here. Free agency, I'm almost certain he up out of here. So as far as RJ go, next year is his year for me. Obi, your boy's starting to evolve. I don't know if y'all watching, but I'm watching. And that man evolving, man. Facts. But Reggie Bullock, solid, been solid. Did a complete 360. And I don't know what it is. If it's the coach practicing more, or the front office and had that players staff meeting and told him, listen, man, we got $15 million. We're gonna split it all amongst y'all. But if y'all take us to the promised land, such and such and so forth, we cashing out. And I feel like the security of having that bag, along with knowing that nobody gonna come in and disrupt and take your spot, and you solidified in this team and what we going for the rest of this season, the confidence level shot up their head, and the results of what we all seeing right now. Cause let's be clear. I love the Knicks. Die hard. I bleed blue and orange. I bleed it. This team, defense, filthy. Offense, it's mediocre. Mediocre. Definitely a Diet Pepsi when it comes to the offense. But it ain't the worst. And defense creates offense. And these are NBA players, professionals. Remember that. Click. Now, we are 2 moves away. Not 1, I say 2. Draft via free agency. From making this team an assassin. I said it. And I'll say it again. We are 2 moves away from making this team an assassin. This is a scary team, man. This is a team you can't predict. And what I seen from yesterday's game, yesterday's loss we took by the Phoenix Suns, was that pretty much, even though we had Randle, we ain't have Randle. Because we ain't have the Julius we know that we've been having the last 10 plus games. 9 plus games, excuse me. So even without having Randle, We took them boys through the mud. They had to fight to get that win from us. At the end of the day, Devin Booker had to go in his bag, and CP had to throw up circus shots to beat us. So I say that to say this. You put Julius on the A+ game, you get us those 2 pieces we were talking about, who's stopping us, man? Who's stopping us? Need I say more? But listen, I'm going to wrap this one up. Please like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Links in the bio. Thank you for chatting in with your boy, Tone Woo. Garden Knicks TV, baby. Woo.